Okay, so this video is talking about the observer design pattern. So here's the definition. The observer pattern defines a one-to-many dependency between objects. So when one object changes state, all of the dependents are notified and updated automatically. So let's take, for example, a weather application. You have your weather station that actually collects the data about the weather. Then you have your desktop programs, your mobile clients, etc. And all you want to do is take your weather station and subscribe all the clients to the station. So when the station gets new data, it sends everyone, every subscribers that data. So hey, we have new weather data. Check it out. So here's the UML. So first up, we have this observer here, who this is an interface or an abstract class. So it only contains a notify method. And the notify's responsibility is to print out or change the state or whatever what these observers are doing. So basically just print out what's happening in the subject currently. Then we have the subject that contains the observers in a collection. Then we have three different methods, so the registering, unregistering, and notifying observers. Of course, then we could have here the concrete subject if this is an interface, like it usually is. And with the notify, you just call all the observers.notify. And when registering and unregistering, you just take the observer as parameter. So why? Well, as I said, you want to have multiple clients, as many as there can be. You don't want to tie down your program with tight coupling, so you want to inform other objects that, hey, we changed the state here. Also, using the observer makes it so much easier to actually enhance the system in the future. So you can add more observers, more subjects, etc. So let's make a small implementation about a news application. So first up, going with the UML, and creating a new class diagram. So first what we need was the observer interface and also the subject interface. There. So as was said before, the observer contains only one method. It's called notify, or as I prefer, update. And let's use two concrete classes. So we have a mobile client for mobiles and email client. And a typo there. Then let's implement those. There. And remember to copy this method to these two concrete classes. Then our observer is used by the subject. So as in the definition, the subject knows about the observers, so it has a collection. So let's add aggregation here because the subject can actually exist without the observers as well. However, this program doesn't actually support the connection between two interfaces. So what I'm going to do is make a concrete class that is implementing the subject. I'm calling it news publisher. And now I'm adding this aggregation here. So we have multiple observers. We can change the collection type. I prefer array lists in my classes, so I'm adding an array list here and defining that it has to be an observer type of an object. There. And of course, we want to have some sort of news that we are informing our observers about. Then those methods we needed. So of course we need to define them first here. So there was some registering, parameter as an observer. Then we have the unregister. I'm using method name remove observer. And of course we needed the notify. There. So we are taking all these three methods, adding them here. And of course we want to be able to set and get the news. So we want to add set news and also get news with the return type of string. So that's pretty much what we need. And then just a main class. And we're using one news publisher and the observers, multiple of them. And then we need the main method with the parameter of string array called args. And we need to make it static. Yeah. So again, with this program, for some reason it changes the return type. And I also noticed a typo here. So let's fix those there. And the same thing here. There. So that's UML. And then let's implement this in Java. So just generate the code from this. Okay. Now this error is because we are using an array list and the library is not yet defined. So first up, let's take these two mobiles. These two clients and implement the logic here. So what I actually forgot to add, let's add it now. So we have this update method here, but currently the observer doesn't know anything about the subject. So one solution to this, there is multiple different solutions you can use. One solution is to just send the subject as a parameter. And there. And let's make a retry. So now we have the old method and the new method. So let's just remove the old one. There. And also remember to remove this old method from there. So now all is good and the error is gone. So now I'm taking this subject as my method, as the parameter. And let's say now I want to print out that what the mobile says, but hey, I'm getting an error here. Why? Because this getNews method is not defined in the subject interface. So what is needed to be done is a typecast. So we take this subject S and we typecast it as news publisher S1. So just inside the parentheses, we add this class name and we're happy with it, and then just change it. So now we can get the news from there. So we could have avoided this if we used news publisher instead of subject, but it wouldn't give us that much freedom when thinking of the extendability here. Then with the email client, we do the same thing. So first up, we typecast, and then we print out what email says. So then the observer and subject classes are very basic. So, interfaces. So let's go to the news publisher. So we have an array list of observers. There's an error because we need the library. Now the error is gone. And of course, there needs to be a constructor. So I'm gonna just add it here. Because we can't use just the default one. Since in order to use the array list, somehow we actually need to create it. There. So now we have a new array list, empty one, that is. If we ignore this line, our array list cannot be added to, for you can't remove anything from it, so it becomes a bit moot. Then when you are registering something, you just take your array list and add an observer there. Oops, not a 0, but an O. And that's about it. And array list also has a find method called remove. So I can remove an object directly just by giving that object as a parameter. So that's fine and all. Then this news setter, all we want to do is set it, make it to update our news string there. And the get news just returns the string news. nothing major. Then to this notify observers. So what we want to do is we want to go through the whole array list of observers and tell them to update. So we can use for each for this one. So we just define an observer O that is within the array list. And then we define the array list here. So this takes each of the elements in the array lists and does whatever I tell it to. So we take the one element we want and we're calling update on it, and we are sending this news publisher object via this method call. So with this keyword we can send this particular object to this observer. So there we go. This is the implementation for the news publisher. And now all we want to do is implement the main class. So first up, we need our news publisher. I'm calling it newsp. Just creating a new one there. And then I want to have one mobile client and one email client. Calling them or using the data type observer. So not gonna have any compatibility problems there. New mobile client and new email client. Then let's register one of our observers. So newsp.register. And which one are we giving? We want to give the mobile guy a chance. And then just let's update something because our string is currently null. There is nothing. Let's set some news. And then let's notify our subscribers that, hey, we did a thing. And then we can remove one observer and register another one. So remove the one who already exists there, so the mobile client. Then we register another one, so email one. And then let's set another string as the news we want to broadcast. And then just notify. Notify all my observers. And we're happy with that. So let's see what this does. Okay. So first up, my mobile goes, hey, there's stuff only 19.99. And then later on, when I already unsubscribed with my phone, I get an email that, hey, it's on sale. So that's basically what the observer pattern is doing.